Hello, this is Shikama from Blog TV, your host Kevin Cardinale. Gonna briefly go over some thoughts I have on a segment I call Market Watch. First segment is called Bad Shorts. The SEC announces the re-implementation of the Uptick rule. The Uptick rule had been in place for over 70 years. It was removed 2 years ago in 2007. At the time, everyone was amiss as to why the rule was removed in the first place. But now the indication is that they want to implement it to punish or get rid of naked short sellers or short sellers in general. Commission Chairman Mary Shapiro says she's feeling the heat from investors, exchanges, and companies about short sellers. The staff are discussing 5 different short selling proposals. 2 versions of the Uptick rule are included in that. There will be a period for them to vent the discussion amongst investors to get feedback on the rule. They unanimously decided to put them out for public comment for the next 60 days. The Uptick rule was implemented back in 1929 along with the rule to separate investment banks from commercial banks. The bank rule was dismantled in 1999. Oh, Jesus. And the Uptick rule was taken away 2 years ago. It is very telling that both these rules, along with others, were removed, and here we are back in a position similar to 1929. Discussion on MSNBC or CNBC pointed out that credit default swaps will do the same thing as short selling anyway. So the Uptick rule will not do anything to circumvent or punish short selling in general. They think that the Uptick rule will restore confidence, though, if nothing else for psychological peace of mind. But you can connect a credit default swap without the money puts and then short without the Uptick and drive the stock down. So the credit default swaps, synthesis, derivatives, exchange traded funds, which are all forms of shorting. Clearly this Uptick rule is not the magic bullet, but it will be for the SEC to decide along with the investors they listen to. And as a side note, Lehman was called before, when the bubble was still up, when they were still bubbled up. AIG was called well before it was even thought to be failing. Shorters do serve a purpose, just as traders do. Next segment is called To De-Tarp or Not De-Tarp. The Treasury Department is refusing large banks to pay back their TARP money. Some of the major banks have asked to de-TARP themselves. There is some debate if the government would accept. They think that if one of the large banks paid their TARP money back, the others would feel pressured to pay back theirs. The debate is, if they pay it back and come back 6 months later, we are in the same position as we were before. The rational issue then is, should we let them fail if they pay the money back and then come back 6 months later? If not, you get the government inflating even more so by running companies. We would have the government firing CEOs, guaranteeing lube jobs for your car from GM, handing out toasters at the local bank. It's as if America is sleeping and the government is in fact a George Orwellian Big Brother. just a couple of thoughts of my own. As far as the uptick rule, I think this is nothing but a ploy to make the SEC look like it's actually doing something. The SEC was completely asleep for the past 10 years. Ever since 9/11, actually, the SEC has been completely... I don't even think that they were all that great on 9/11 anyway. And if you look into it, 9/11 happened due in direct part to the SEC. Their investigations, their need to find some culprit, like what is her name, the housemaker woman who made billions, who they've sent to jail. She was just scapegoated. So they're now scapegoating shorters. In fact, when they banned short selling last year for those months, or was it just 30 days, the stock market fell 26%. They were completely banned. They banned all short selling. The stock market fell 26%. So it has nothing to do with short selling. And they have yet to come out with an actual intelligent and sound, rational approach to credit default swaps. She's saying that she's feeling pressure. She was quoted as saying that she felt pressure even before she came into office. I'm thinking that the SEC is just on its last leg, and it's trying to struggle in an environment that is well above their heads. They have absolutely no clue what to do. They don't know how to carry out the regulations that they have right now. They just let all of these banks and all of these contracts go in between these companies and allow Moody's to still qualify people as AAA rated when they're clearly not AAA rated, and cause this fiasco in the first place. They really need to clean house there. And short sellers, as I said, serve a purpose. And everybody says short sellers are piranhas or parasitic on a company. Traders are just as parasitic. A trader is simply selling to one schlep and turning around and buying from one schlep and turning around and selling to another schlep. They actually are not investing in the company. Only the real investors actually have an impact on a company's bottom line. The only reason that we even care about traders is if we go to purchase the company and we actually know what the stock price is. They set the stock price. But shorters set the stock price as well. If we don't have short sellers, we wouldn't know the true value of the companies. These overinflated companies like Lehman Brothers and AIG, you have these CEOs coming out in public on CNBC, on MSNBC, on Fox, on CNN, talking about how wonderful their company is, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And then what? 6 weeks later, they go under. How could they come out, give an interview, say how rosy their company is, and go under, completely under, needing bailout money 6 weeks later? Nothing happens in 6 weeks that they didn't know about. Anyway, I'd like your thoughts and comment, and rate my video. Thank you.